Vision Communications Incorporated is not responsible for the validity or accuracy of information presented on this program. Wellness Wednesday with Dr. Norman Shealy and Dr. Sergey Leo Shealy-Sorin. Get the health answers you need from the creator of holistic medicine and the 2020 Holistic Doctor of the Year. To be a part of today's show, call 417-447-1777. Wellness Wednesday. Now, here are your hosts, Dr. Norman Shealy and Dr. Sergey Leo Shealy-Sorin.
All right, welcome to the program. This is a Wellness Wednesday, and this is Dr. Sergey Leo Shealy-Sorin. I have with me beautiful Lindy. She's been on the radio before, back by popular demand. And I do want to announce the subject and the topic for...
Say hi, everyone. Thank
please.
you for having me back. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Yes. I'm so excited to talk about the topic. I mean, this is it's all about Dr. Shealy today. Literally, we're going to talk about Dr. Shealy, his life, his legacy, and a big announcement. Dr. Shealy couldn't be here today in person. He's working on his health right now, but he did send a wonderful, wonderful hello to everybody, and everything that we talk about here, and everyone who connects with us. If you want to give us a call in the second half or send a message, YouTube Live, Facebook Live, anything you'd like Dr. Shealy to know, hello or otherwise, he'll be very happy to hear from you. But in the meantime, I'd like to start the conversation. So Dr. Shealy is approaching his 90th birthday on December 4th. And in honor of that birthday bash and celebration, I'd like to ask everyone who has any pictures, stories, information, anything, videos, anything that you'd like to share about how Dr. Shealy has helped you, changed your life. And literally just, there's no words that can express what this man has done for humanity. But I would like to go through a couple of basic points for anyone who is not familiar with his work and his what he's accomplished. And this is actually significant because when we look back and we look at our life journey, and I ask myself the question, one of the exercises that I do with my clients in the clinic is the end of life journey, so to speak. And the way that works is I literally ask the client, the patient, as I ask myself multiple times, what does the end game look like? At the end of the game, it's your deathbed. It's your just visualizing the end of the journey. There you are. You were born, and now it's almost over. What have you accomplished? What have you done? How do you feel about your life? Is there anything you wish you would have done more or maybe less? Is there any thoughts, regrets, feelings, emotions? Is there anything you wish you would have done different? That's the conversation that I had with Dr. Shealy. And actually, I'm really grateful to Lindy because she's become an integral part of the. It's a little emotional here because, well, he's not just a physician to me; he's my dad, and he's been a guru. There's no words that will adequately describe what the man means to me, but I would like to point out at least a couple of things that he has done so that we can honor and appreciate the living legacy of what this incredible human has achieved in his 90 years. And Lindy, I know you've been taking care of Dr. Shealy in the house, taking real good care of him, and you talk to him as well a lot, and you're also, taking care of the Real Holistic Doc, which is an organization that came out of Dr. Shealy's vision. And so there's a lot we can contribute here and jump in, but I'll just ask you to jump in when you can. There's some things that I want to mention about Dr. Shealy. He started his journey actually on a health track ever since he was a kid. He frequently talks about he was on vitamins and wellness, health, didn't fear death. He's got stories that are absolutely fascinating, and it's actually some of those stories are, I admire what I'm seeing because the journey is incredible. To take a neurosurgery journey, a neurosurgery track, something that he has been wanting for his whole life, and then literally walk away from that into wellness. And one of the things that Norm has told me, and these are some of the stories, is that when he was a young man growing up, and he announced that he was leaving neurosurgery, which is his field of dream, and he was going into pain, holistic pain. We didn't know what to call it at the time, but he's the founder of holistic pain management, literally. And he was literally told that he was going to ruin his career. He didn't care. He did it. Why? It's the right thing to do. He's been doing the right things to do ever since then, ever since he was born. He brought into the world the concept of the dorsal cord stimulator, the TENS unit, which the concept there is, again, based on neurosurgery science, taking common sense and putting it into life. And by the way, the idea behind the TENS unit, and I do want to say this again because I talked to Dr. Shealy just recently, and he wanted me to express this. The TENS unit is not meant to be used for 15 minutes at a time, like as it is now with physical therapy and otherwise. That's the wrong use. Actually, the original design of the TENS unit is supposed to be for as much as possible, 24/7, and it's based on the gate theory of pain. You're retraining, relearning the behaviors on how the nerve impulses transmit, whether it's what we perceive as pain or otherwise. So literally, he started retraining the nervous system even before he knew he was doing that. Interesting. It just occurred to me. And he's always been involved in research. Everything that he's done, any publication, any announcement, anything, and he's been in academic circles his whole life. Always research, always science, always foundation behind it. That's huge.
Yeah, he's still doing it. Actually, I'm gonna tell you, he's still spend a lot of times in the computer, searching stuff, reading, and as well reading books. He doesn't read that much now, but he was reading a lot of books before.
Oh, there's my God! I looked at the library that he had at one point, and I just figured it's going to take me 50 years to read all those. But when I have a little more time, that's okay. So what happened there is, from dorsal cord stimulator, basically implanting a device in the spine itself, so that you can control the pain. From there, he moved on. He created a TENS unit, which is transcutaneous, non-invasive way to control pain. But again, you're supposed to use it not the way it's used right now, 24/7. From there, he was the founding father of the American Holistic Medicine Association, the first organization to have the word holistic in it. Now, interestingly, Dr. Shealy has expressed to me, and I think you've heard this as well, that how the organization has changed the name from holistic to something else. And that is one of the things that I'm going to say about Dr. Shealy. One thing about the man, uncompromising, completely uncompromising. There is a truth, there is a light, and there's a love. Anything else, no go. And sorry, a little emotional here because, again, I'm talking about my dad. I'm talking about the man who literally, my guru. That's a really good way to say it. I've been with Dr. Shealy for about 7 years. I've had my own journey, colon cancer, realization of spirit, soul, mind, body, search for the meaning, for path. And he's been with me for about for a good part of those 10 years. We've come a long way, haven't we? Yeah. And Dr. Shealy has been the biggest chapter of my life. He literally allowed me to make sense of why I'm here on earth. And the concept that he has brought forth beyond all the things, and we'll talk about the things that he created, literally from the founder of electroacupuncture. The Chinese delegation came here back in those days, decades ago, to learn from him, and acupuncture was something that they were an expert in. So he reinvented medicine and the world in many ways. From there, he discovered transcutaneous acupuncture, bliss oils, combination of essential oils applied to certain acupuncture points, 30 seconds for each ring, combination of rings, even more benefits. But again, these are the things that he has brought in. And what I love about that is it's not just a claim. There's research, there's science, there's information, and it's reproducible. People have been affected and healed and helped by so many of the things that he has done, other things. He literally has, well, started the concept of a PEMF unit that has an earth frequency. There's three modes now, but the first mode, the scan mode on the PEMF unit that Dr. Shealy has brought forth, is actually Schumann frequency, which is support for life. And of course, because Dr. Shealy is a neurosurgeon and his focus has always been the brain and consciousness and mind, there's always been a focus on the brain. So based on his inspiration and his drive, we actually did the research and we added another mode to the PEMF for those who have an older unit, and that's gamma. Gamma literally puts the brain into I'm okay. How many people need that these days? Quite a few. And then, of course, there's other things that came along. I'm just going to say briefly, 40 plus books, 400 publications, and literally protocols for health, for life, starting with a pain protocol because, well, he literally started out as the father of holistic pain management. But what he ended up doing is he moved into holism. He literally expanded that peephole, so to speak, that keyhole, into something that's much bigger. And the goal, and this is what I was talking to him about just before I got here, the goal is that the tradition continues and that this journey continues. That was just a bottleneck. He just opened, what he did was he opened the vision. And now it's up to each and every person in their heart, in their mind, in their body, in their soul, in their being to ask themselves, do I want to be healthy? Do I want to be happy? Do I want to be optimal? Do I want to partake in something that has helped over 36,000 individuals, but I'm hoping that the number will reach millions? I really am. This is his vision, to make the world a better place, and that's why we're here.
To create consciousness.
Yeah. Of all the things, we can talk about devices, we can talk about, there's a lot more things that I'm not mentioning right now because I just simply don't have the time to. And of course, I'm happy to answer any questions. But I'm going to say the highest, the best, the biggest thing that he's done. He brought back the spirit, the soul, and the humanity back to humans, and that's huge. How many doctors out there will talk to you about the spirit and soul and the mind, the purpose, the meaning, stress management? Time. There's no time.
No time.
There's no other words to say than it's an honor to carry on and continue in the tradition and what Dr. Shealy has been doing. And for his 90 years of work, I think it's about time that he gets some rest. I mean, how many people go until 90s until their retirement?
Yeah. He actually, he wants to always, keep going, keep doing his stuff. He's actually yesterday he was doing his exercise. Yeah, he was doing his exercise, and he did it for twice. 20 minutes, so it's 40 minutes. So today I did not saw him do exercise when I left the house, but I don't know if he hasn't done it. But he does exercise every day. Every day. He doesn't do it at once, but he does 20 minutes early, and then he rests, and then he does 20 minutes later. Yeah, and eat good. He's still eating good, and he makes sure we eating good. That's what you see as the Dr. Sorin has, getting those muscles back because Dr. Shealy's live with us in our home, so he's making sure where's your vegetables. Mm-hmm. It's really fun.
Well, I gotta say, his presence in the house has been life-changing, monumental. I mean, I thought I learned a lot from him clinically, and I still keep learning. Yeah. But what I'm learning, the other thing I want to say is the non-medical category. Mm-hmm. The non-medical category.
The man behind.
The man, the human, the person. And that's what how many people know the man behind the doctor degree? Behind whom? Yeah. So if you have stories, and I know he's touched countless lives. So please, if you share everything that you send in. I believe our IT folks have provided links. There's multiple ways to upload the information. We're gonna share all of this with Dr. Shealy, And I
Yes,
believe
please. We want to create like how I say
a living
a
legacy.
memory.
Yeah.
Yes, and we want to just give it to him, present it for his 90th birthday. So you guys can all help us and send your photos, send your pictures, send something that you have together
Stories.
with Doctor. Yeah,
Yeah.
Dr. Shealy together, something that you guys have done of how it changed your life. It would be great because all those are memories, and he would love to see that. So we're gonna put it together for him.
I'll tell you, the one thing that still puts a smile on his face, patience.
Patience
And
all the time.
it's yeah. So I asked him, what was his purpose? Why did he come into this world? Because he's literally accomplished about 4 lifetimes: academic lifetime, clinical lifetime. My God, it's in those 90 years. How many organizations does a person start? How many books does a person write? How much how much can you do? But what I'm learning is even more important, because in our clinic, in our practice, the walls are full of awards. And that's because we are running out of space. We could have put them on the floors and the ceilings. I mean, we still wouldn't have enough space. There's something more to the man than that. And it's his heart, his soul, his desire to make the world a better place. And just literally the purity of the spirit, no matter what. Even when he is having a hard time, even when he's experiencing his own health problems, he's still taking care of others.
Others.
He literally asked me if I needed help in the clinic. I mean, and my God, I'm just saying, 90 years old, still wanting to do everything he can, and that's who he is. That's who he is. So I do want to mention a couple of things since we have a little time. And our associates and supporters in tart cherry juice concentrate. It's something that is very healthy, very good for you. Small serving, 2 tablespoons, enough for, well, most people don't get their veggies. 6 to 8 servings of vegetables a day. Dr. Shealy is very much, well, gun ho on that. I mean, he talks about veggies all the time. You're not getting your veggies, make sure you get your antioxidants. Tart cherry juice concentrate at real grocery stores. And Spring Valley, one of the best places here in town for supplements, great service, and they carry all of our favorites as well. Dr. Shealy's Essentials, Youth Formula, Magnesium, Bliss Oils, basically the whole variety. And they really took good care of you. So Spring Valley. Now, we still have a couple of minutes to talk about different things, so we can continue talking. Now, Lindy, Dr. Shealy has been talking about the concept of detachment.
Oh, yes.
Now, it's interesting because the word detachment means different things to different people, but I'm finally seeing the full extent of what detachment really means.
Okay,
Have you?
What it means to you?
When Dr. Shealy was going through some really hard times, you could really see him struggling for a little bit, and then he would just take a deep breath and let go of it all. And he's actually made it through about 4 crises so far, at the very least. Almost, I mean, as close as you can get. And he's always bounced back. So one of the keys to resilience, and we always talk about it, spirit, soul, mind, emotions, control center. When you are in control, when you have mastery over yourself, you can actually improve your situation and optimize even the worst case scenario.
It's true.
And that's what I'm learning. I've seen miracles with this man that I wouldn't have expected.
I have seen him doing the same thing a lot. He just going through stuff, like if he has little something, he said, don't worry, it will pass. Breathe in and breathe out, and I'm okay. It's incredible to see him, how he can do that. His mind, his body is not strong as he used to be, but his mind is still so good. He's still being, making his own decisions. He's still making his own will of what he wants to do. That's what he wants. He does it. He's here.
Yeah, he knows exactly what he wants. Mm-hmm. He knows when to go to the garden. He knows when to rest. He knows when when to do anything.
Everything.
Really, yeah.
Okay, I get tired. He doesn't.
Oh, God.
For real.
Yeah, that's Well, Norm did say that he grew up as a hyperactive child, so I mean, I think that he's still pretty much activity all the way, so that hasn't changed. So the short of it is, we're talking about an upcoming 90th birthday bash for the one and only Dr. Norm Shealy. And also, we're talking about the celebration and, the retirement in a way, retirement in light of the upcoming 90th birthday. So I think it's wonderful that he's going to have a chance to enjoy, rest, step back, and observe the fruits of his labor. And we are here in the meantime. I'm going to continue working because we got a lot of work ahead. Yeah. We'll take phone calls and we'll continue during the break as well. Facebook Live, YouTube Live. And by the way, for those who are following us on the radio and not the YouTube and Facebook, you get a lot more information, and you can get previous episodes, a lot of more resources. So please do touch base and connect with us on Facebook Live, YouTube Live, and we'll continue bringing you all the latest and the best in terms of health, holism, conventional, non-conventional, everything, literally. Yep. And Robin, how much time we got? 2 minutes. Do you want to go to an early break and then we'll? Oh, okay.
The other thing that you say was like if people wants to talk about subjects, they can send the subjects as well.
So we can actually, since we have a little time, and if we want to take a question from the online. But speaking of online, how many people are saying hello?
Mostly people just sending prayers for Dr. Shealy.
Thank you. And please do, because, energy is everything. Energy is everything.
Where do they send, if they have a story to share, where do they send it?
I hope we're going to have a link down below on the YouTube and Facebook Live. We're going to actually get in touch with our IT folks. Whatever you think would brighten up, cheer up, or put a smile on the Dr. Shealy's face. And of course, if you just want to share, just because of, you experienced something amazing with Dr. Shealy, or you just want to talk about something, please do. It means a lot. And anything else on online right now?
Well, we've got about 1 minute.
1 minute? Okay. Anything kind of quick we can talk about? That's
one question, if you can do it in 1 minute.
Sure.
Sure.
Does PEMF help with the after effects of the COVID infection?
It may. Here's why. COVID is, and the like illnesses, is the primary thing is inflammation and vascular. PEMF helps to, I'm going to be very careful how I say this, may assist with inflammation reduction and vascular. It also it may assist with cellular optimization. And basically all the trillions of cells in the body. There's other modes there, but yes, I believe that would be a good choice. And there is a discount code, and I'm not sure exactly what that was, but we'll mention this as on the next half. Perfect. I think that's
Okay, this is but that's not what I want.
right.
The link.
Yep. Actually, so. Actually, go back for a second, please. I think I saw that. Okay. Technology is wonderful. The code is Shealy, Shealy, birthday, not fully spelled, BDAY. 15% off the entire store.
Yeah. And I think we're gonna put in a link in Facebook.
On Facebook.
Yeah,
Wonderful.
Social media.
Of our shows.
And we might be going to a break.
Okay.
Now we continue talking, of course, or taking questions. But
Correct.
yeah.
I think Matt jumped on the computer.
Oh, okay.
He was messing with me.
Okay.
It's all good. Okay. Mostly just wishes for.
Do you want to mention a few things on online on air? If anything is jumps
I
out.
don't have a mic.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Don't forget.
Do you want to here? Shall we turn one over to you? Robin wants to read a few of the messages or thoughts that folks have had for Dr. Shealy.
Okay. Trying not to do this and get in the camera as well.
Gotcha. Yeah.
Just, typical comment. I love Dr. Shealy and appreciate not only the wonderful information he gives, but his beautiful heart. Hello, Dr. Shealy. Thank you for all that you've done. Blessings to you. Um, Happy birthday. Happy retirement. Bless his life for his choices and innovations. He is such a special light in this world. Um, and one comment says it would be virtually impossible to count the number of people Dr. Shealy has benefited without charging anything.
Oh, definitely.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Love his books.
Thank you for your messages. We really
Thank you.
appreciate it. And
Everything that you send in is going to be, we're going to put it together. We're going to show it to Dr. Shealy.
Oh my gosh.
Please.
Happy early retirement, Dr. Shealy, from windy and wet Tampa. I can't even believe they're on the air. Oh my
because the
gosh,
storm,
because of the storm.
the storm that is going on right
is
now
right
over there.
there.
By the way,
Yes.
blessings and all the
Thank
best
you.
wishes and safety for everyone who is affected by the storm in Florida.
Yes.
God bless. Be safe.
Prayers on your way. guys.
Prayers.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I used to live in the hurricane zone, so I
Oh.
pray constantly
Wow. Yeah.
about it because I've been there.
Hmm.
I know you say take it serious, please.
Yes.
Robin just tell us it's impossible to run away. How many miles you
For
say?
155 mile an hour winds.
Yes.
It's impossible to get out of the way. It's impossible to be stronger than those winds. So when they tell you to evacuate, just go.
I think that's probably a very important message that we need to send. May help some people. Yeah.
Like, don't be a martyr.
Right. Anything else there, or that we'd like to?
Yeah, just happy birthday wishes.
Yeah.
An amazing legacy.
Yeah.
Stuff
And-
like that.
And I think Robin, what you were saying about the storm. That we think we're stronger than the storm, and actually, that's how it is in my humble opinion. That's how it is our health. We have to don't wait for the storm to be here. Take care of yourself sooner.
Amen.
That. Thank you.
Yep.
Thank you. This is the message. It happens mentally, emotionally. It also happens physically. One of the reasons that Dr. Shealy and everything that we follow in his program is so important for self-regulation, autogenic training, biogenics, is because if you can become aware of yourself, know thyself, you can actually be okay. You can sense all those things that are happening. You can catch them early. It's like a car sensor. If you can catch, let's say, a tire going down in terms of the pressure, you can fill up the air. You don't have to have a blowout. This is what happens. This is what happens with mental health. It's what happens with physical health. This is the other thing that Dr. Shealy has been teaching. Lifestyle, basics, foundation. You got to have that. When you have that, it's hard to be sick. It's literally hard to be sick.
And you will get sick, not that you're
You will recover.
indestructible. It's just that you will have the immune system. Your immune system will be better and will be stronger to fight anything that you're going through.
Yep.
That's my opinion.
Oh, absolutely. And combine that with supplementation, making sure we have what we need in terms of nutrients, the building blocks, stress management, autogenic training, biogenics. Stress is the number one killer, and a few other basics and essentials, and you've got the foundation of health. This is what Dr. Shealy has brought in. We're coming back into the next segment, and we're going to start taking questions.
Now back to Wellness Wednesday with Dr. Norman Shealy and Dr. Sergey Leo Shealy-Sorin.
Hello, we are back from the break, and I do want to welcome everyone back. So we're talking about Dr. Shealy's legacy, upcoming 90th birthday bash, and his retirement in lieu of the 90th birthday bash. So we just, for anyone who hasn't caught this a little earlier, we are asking people and folks to send in any stories, information, pictures, videos, anything that you'd like to share about your life, how your life has been affected, by Dr. Shealy, and what you'd like to say to Dr. Shealy, because we're going to put this all together and we're going to make sure that we surprise him with all these wonderful things from all the people that he has helped. Oh, and we got a phone call. Hello. Hi, you're on the air.
Hi, Lindy. Hi, Sergey. This is Helene from Reno, Nevada.
Hello.
Hi,
Yeah.
Helen. Welcome.
Thank you. So I'm sitting in my house and I'm listening to the show. And one of the thoughts about Norm Shealy is he's such a humble man. There's nothing arrogant in. He doesn't have an ounce of arrogancy. He's just so humble with everything that he's done, all these great achievements. I mean, he's someone that, I think he was born on a farm 89 years ago. And he's amazing. Can you talk about how you both see his humility?
Oh my God, yes. This is one of the things that we have to talk about, the lessons. So we talked about the lessons that we learned. What I'm learning now with Dr. Shealy in the last 6 months is actually a different kind of lesson. And what I'm learning is that every single body, physical body that is born is going to have a convalescence. And I'm learning that we are human beings. We have to take care of ourselves, but we're also here for a certain amount of time. And what I'm learning is that the humility, the word, the right word here is, I'm not sure how to say this, but literally, ego is not a factor in this man's life, especially when it comes to, literally, there's walls upon walls of awards and everything else. He could brag about this whole, he's got more letters behind his name and the degree than anyone that I know, frankly. And yet, when you talk to him, he's just a man. Mm-hmm. He's a good man. Mm-hmm. And he's a man of God. He's a man of spirit. He's a man of the soul. And he is always a doctor. Mm-hmm. He is always a doctor, even now. Mm-hmm. Even now, I was leaving. I kind of stubbed my toe a little bit. I was having a little, gait. He asked me, "Are you okay? Can I help you?" Again, that's just the kind of person that he is. And
around the house, he's very, going to the other side of the humbleness. Dr. Shealy he live very very, how I say, in the basic. He doesn't like simple. Yeah, he likes
literally
to be very simple. Yeah, he doesn't like luxury. And I know this right now. Before I visit his house, always I have seen how he lived. But now that he lives in our house since February, I asked him what he would like to bring from his house to make him feel comfortable. So he just brought only a couple things, like a picture of his wife that he has, a couple things from the wedding, and couple little places that I think a friend or somebody gave it, so he put it in one of the areas where he is. So just to make it feel more comfortable, he brought his computer desk, a little file cabinet, just very simple. He did not ask for anything of the other things. Everything else is home. We did brought a couple cups because, just to make him feel comfortable. And he's insistent right now to go get he wants to get prepared for his birthday because it's Christmas.
Special china from,
He wants the china to bring it. He actually he wants to give it to me. That's what he told me. He wants me to have it. That's what he told me. So I'm like, okay, I think about it. I say, but he wants to go get all the Christmas decorations. So he wants to decorate the house Christmas. I told him,
God, yes.
I do have a lot of Christmas decoration, but he wants to go do that. That is how, he's still, so active and thinking about all these things. And the way that he does, his garden, he likes to be outside, just without share. He's outside, just, sitting in the grass, just cleaning and making sure that his garden is clean, because we have a garden thanks to him, because he wanted garden to be able to work this summer. So that's why we did a garden. So he's working there. But Helene, you're right. He is still very humble, and he will be, I think, until the last day of his life.
When you look into his eyes, when you see the smile, there's, oh my God, it's just pure heart.
Yeah.
Pure love.
And love.
pure love. I mean, that's like I said, it's easy to get emotional in these things, but I mean, yeah, that's just powerful stuff. Yeah. Thank you.
And,
And he
and
has-
another quality that I'm thinking of, and I can't think of another word, but the man is a fighter. I mean,
Yes.
you're talking about 4 challenges that he had.
And
But this is a guy
6
that was
months.
in medical school. He was in medical school. He was voicing his opinions, and he almost got kicked out of medical school.
Yes.
And he's had issues like all of us regular people have had.
Yes.
But Norm is a fighter, even as he's getting up there in age. He doesn't let go, and he's one of the best fighters I've seen.
He has one thing, is knowledgeable, and if he doesn't don't know, he will go research, study, learn it, and then he will come and just he will fight.
One thing I'm going to say, you're 100% correct. Other than a scholar and a gentleman and a pure soul, Norm is a warrior, unlike anyone I know. Warrior.
Yes, I agree. And I know you're into this boxing and all these martial arts things, Sergey, but he really epitomizes the warrior.
His archetype, as you would call it, or his personality. My God, that's the strongest. Trust me, when he puts his mind on something, it happens. Period.
He doesn't give up.
Nope, not an option.
He doesn't give up.
And the other thing about it, and you know this, it's all about the truth, light, and love. That's what I'm learning. That's what I learned from him, and that's what I have imprinted in my heart and my soul. Being in this presence, literally, if it's truth, if it's light, and if it's love, we're gonna do it no matter what, because it's the right thing to do. If it's not that, if it's false, if it's a lie, Norm, he's just gonna call it what it is, and he ain't gonna waste words on that.
He's a great mentor for all of us in the world, especially nowadays. He's just an example of somebody who researches and keeps looking for the right answer and doesn't give up. So, I mean, he's my health mentor, and he will always be my health mentor.
And vice versa here as well. Yes.
Please, if you have some videos or photos that you have it with him, feel free to share with us, Helen.
Okay. Thank you so much. This is a great show, and I love you, Norm Shealy.
We will let him know. Thank you.
Thank you.
They have the link posted on there.
Okay, we have a link posted, so please feel free to utilize that. And I want to show Dr. Shealy as much good stuff as we can. The other thing is I'm going to go back to the concept of the end-of-life journey. What does it mean to live a life? At the end of each life, there is, if you were to look back and to ask yourself, did I do everything that I wanted or that I could do in a positive way? And did I, this is what this reminds me on this, because someone who's had 4 lifetimes in one, literally, and I'm not saying there's a comparison, we compare or we're competing with one another. There's no such thing as competition, but to understand the capacity of a human being, to understand the potential of a human being. I did not know my potential until I met Dr. Shealy. I did not realize that I was an unlimited spirit soul being. I did not realize that this control center, my mind, my brain, is in my hands. I did not realize that I have the choice, I have the power and responsibility to take care of myself. And also to continue sharing that with others, because it's too good not to share. The whole principle of the whole concept, the entire symbol of what Norm stands for is mastery. Mastery. That's the single word. Mastery of letting go of crap, so to speak. Mastery of your health, of your body, your mind, your thoughts, your emotions. Mastery of your metabolic health. Mastery of everything that you can. And when you cannot, you let go and you don't let it worry you. And that's what, and that's the power behind that. So much we can say. Yeah. Well, telephone number to call in, 417-447-1777. We can keep talking. We got lots of stories to share, but please, we definitely want to hear yours.
I'm going to share one that actually one of his friends came to visit him as often as he can, and he brought one of the how to say applesauce, like
Applesauce.
applesauce,
Yeah.
but delicious.
Oh,
Thank
God,
you.
yes.
It was delicious. So, and he brought it. I gave him to him. He said just a little bit only, but I put a little bit more than just a little bit. So he eat the whole thing, what I give it to him, and then whatever was left, he just give it to me and say, please save it to Sergey. Okay, what about me, Norm? And he just, the love that he has for this man. Or like, he say, no, you can have some too. But people when bring him something, he doesn't eat it himself. He share, and he thinking somebody else that need it. Like if somebody bring something, oh, you can take this to the clinic, that will help me. Or mailing things to him, he say, just take it to the clinic. We can use in the clinic.
I think we got an incoming. Yeah. Hi. You're in the air. Hello.
Yes, hi. This is Stephen Halpern. Wanted to call in to the Norm Shealy Show.
Stephen, how are you, good sir? Yes.
I am good today, and yourself?
Doing all right, sir. Great to hear from you.
Oh, I'm on right here. Okay, let me turn down the
You're in the
video
air.
sound.
Yes, sir. And I'm all ears. We are all ears. Excuse me.
Okay, well, this is a great show, and thank you for doing it. And we'll keep the secret so that no one else outside of the forum knows. I'd like to share just a little bit, of course, a lifetime, but in the early days of the holistic health movement, when the first conferences started being available to the public, one of the first mind, body, and science and spirituality conferences was called It's All in the Mind. Another one was The Mind Can Do Anything. I'm thinking about the one in Portland in 1977 in the spring, and Dr. Shealy was presenting his chakra balancing meditation and the biogenics meditation. And because I was also on the conference speaker list and was performing both a concert to balance the chakras and was given my own information about sound healing, Dr. Shealy asked if I would play live behind his guided meditation. So I said, of course, I'd love to. So we did. And so many people came up to us at the end of the meditation and said, where can I get that on tape? I'd like to have that to practice at home. And I said, well, we just recorded it live, but I got his, and the music was not recorded live, but he said, well, they didn't even know about recording conferences live in those days. So I took his existing biogenics tape, added my music, and that was the first music-enhanced guided meditation that I wound up doing for probably 100 different healers and psychologists, and probably 500, but that was the very first. And it was because of the power of having the combination of the sound and the music, and just that was the beginning of a lifelong connection. Over the years, he's certainly, when I was invited to be a charter member of the American Holistic Medicine Association, I was there at the first conference and was honored to present. And I used that and brought that into the world of music when no one else was talking about the healing powers of music in the late 70s and the 80s. This was all a new concept. And one of the people that I was always referring to and saying, don't just believe me. There's a scientist, there's a medical surgeon who knows, a lot more than I do. Check him out. So I, in my way, was able to turn a lot of people on to his work. And the first time I think that I heard him really refer to his guy, G, was at an ICEAM conference in I guess now about 8 years ago or more. And I did not know that at the time, that because I asked, Norm, how do you get all the ideas for all these inventions? He said, well, they come to me. And knowing about channeling music, I said, do you mean? And he said, let me. And then in his talk, he said, I'll answer that in the talk. He says, people would ask him, where do you get these ideas? And he said, they just pop into my head. And then G would pop into Norm's head and said, who do you think put that into your head?
Yeah.
And I remember falling out of my seat in the lecture hall. And I said, I didn't know he was public with talking about that. So he was one of the first that really started speaking about this ancient tradition of scientists and mystics getting information from higher dimensions, using their own biocomputers to transduce the information down to share it with us on the earth plane. And he was open about that. And it was just so liberating for me. And when people say, well, how come you're talking about it now? Well, Dr. Shealy talked about it now, so it's okay for me to
Yes.
talk about it.
Dr. Shealy has done something incredible. He has given legitimacy to the holistic movement, and
Yes,
that is huge.
exactly.
Before he goes, I've already gotten 2 requests on how to get a hold of this person.
Okay.
His name again and how to get a hold of him.
Stephen, go ahead, please. Robin, do you want to jump in here for a sec? Okay. So, yeah, go ahead, please.
Stephen, we've already gotten 2 requests over Facebook of give your name again. And
Sure.
how can people get in contact with you? Had 2 requests for your musical recordings.
Mhm.
Excellent. Well, thank you.
And I've heard them, by the way. Powerful, mind-blowing. Thank you.
All right. My website, my name is Stephen Halpern. That's StevenHalpern. And my website is now simply StephenHalpernmusic.com. But my music is available for streaming. It's all available on CDs because I'm old school and I started when we had vinyl LPs, if you remember
God.
them.
Yes.
Dr. Shealy still have those.
Right. I was the first. In fact, I put out the first album of chakra balancing music. When people say chakra, what is that? Chocolate? Are you spelling it wrong?
Oh, God.
So that was that. So
Yeah.
you can find my music on YouTube, on all the streaming sites, and Amazon Prime. So the benefit of learning. Let me make that go away. Of learning the rules of business allowed me to take what I was getting on the inner planes, and instead of just playing it for my friends and some of the meditation groups, the same question that you asked before, Sergey, about what is my life's mission? Am I doing it? Did I do everything that I learned that I came here to do?
Yes.
I was trained in my early career to be a musician, to be an artist. That meant also I was a starving artist because I bought into that mindset. And there was other teachers that said, well, you don't have to be starving. You can choose to have more ease and, a bit abundance, and not just money, but in positive experiences. And coming from New York, that was not something I had ever heard anybody talk about. And there was a long period of ups and downs, etc. But now the reality with the streaming world of music, you could find my music anywhere. Even if you don't want to have a CD for yourself, you could access it in many places. So that's, again, Stephen Halpern Music on YouTube, Facebook. It's Stephen Halpern fan page. And the albums, the first one that I mentioned just before was Chakra Suite, which had to be changed the name early on to be Spectrum Suite because people didn't know what chakras were. And then when yoga went mainstream, I changed the name back. And I'll mention this too. The very first album cover I had was based on my own Kirlian research with other scientists, had a Kirlian photograph of a philodendron leaf.
Mhm.
And nobody knew what that was,
Yep.
which is one of the reasons it didn't get too much publicity. But it also helped introduce to the media the concept of energies that we don't see, energies that Western science was not recognizing at that point, the energies of the biofield, of the aura. So I have my own personal copies of the various editions of the glasses and the flickering lights, and I have my PMF now, and
Oh,
that
God.
was
Yeah.
that was so helpful to me last year when I fell and broke my left tibia, and I had that on all the time because the first person I called, Dr. Shealy, what do you recommend? He said, well, just go to my website, the PEMF. That was good for this and this and this, and it was. So I bless them every day. I use it, and
Amen.
thank you for doing this show. And
Stephen,
bless you.
if you, I'm going to ask you a question now. Would you, when we do a podcast at some point later on, I'm not saying exactly what date, but would you be would you be interested in joining me?
Absolutely.
Yes, sir. All right. Thank you.
Okay.
Well, how much time we have now?
About 2 minutes, 3 minutes.
3 minutes. Well, that was a couple of wonderful phone calls. And by the way, I would like to have Mr. Stephen Halburn on at another show, or somehow we'll connect. And if you like the idea, please say yay or nay, or send a comment. I think I like the idea, you know. So I'm going to say 2 thumbs up. All right. Well, we got a couple of minutes to finish up, and we can stay a little bit for just a little for after, but go through some of the questions. But I do want to say again, just to kind of come back into the main concept is this is about this radio show is dedicated to the life and work and presence and literally the being of my mentor, my adopted dad, literally a man who means everything to me, and I'm glad to have my wife here with me. And so if you have, like I said, if you have stories, we talked about that, information, things you want to share, videos, pictures, how Dr. Shealy has affected your life, please send it in. I think there's a link at this point on YouTube Live and Facebook Live. And other than that, we're going to continue to look forward to Dr. Shealy's 90th birthday bash coming up in December. And would love to have a lot more stuff to give to him, so that from everyone who has, well, he's affected. And to celebrate his retirement at almost 90 years old, and while still maintaining, gardening and whatever he likes to do.
Yeah, I know
Yeah.
he's thinking in Christmas already.
And the Christmas
And I
already.
say, hey, we need to go at least for Halloween first and Thanksgiving.
One step at a time, right?
Yes.
Okay, but again, that's Dr. Shealy, always ahead of his curve.
Yeah. It's
And
his
the-
favorite. Actually, he has 2 holidays that he loves a lot. It's the 4th of July and December, Christmas. That's what he told me.
Oh, the number of Christmas decorations is going to be.
Yes. And the 4th of July, he loved fireworks. So he
Oh, yeah.
took me shopping for fireworks. I never had been going shopping for fireworks. And this year, he took me shopping.
It was fantastic.
You
And,
can do.
and we're going to do it again every year from now on. All right.
Yes.
So speaking of fireworks, I think we're almost, how much time we got?
15 seconds.
15 seconds. I'm going to finish up strong here. Thank you. Appreciate you. Love you all. And if you love and you appreciate Dr. Shealy, please send the information, send anything you like to share with the man, and to celebrate his retirement and birthday coming up.
Yes, visit the website.
Yeah.
You have
RealHolisticDog.com. Yep. Oh, one more thing. I'm going to say this real quick. Shealy, Shealy, birthday, BDAY. 15% off on everything in the website. And
The views expressed on this show.
do we want to touch base on anything online?
And make sure that everything is
Yeah, I have to turn everything off on the air.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and give me just a second. I'm gonna.
Responsible for the
Okay, I want to make sure that we're still on the air on the other side. Okay. Okay. No, actually, it's just 4 or 5 people saying yes. Have Stephen.
come back.
Have Steve. Yeah. Have
Good.
Stephen on the
Stephen,
show.
you know what that means, right? We got to make it work.
Stephen Hawthorne, yeah.
All right.
Matt kept reposting the link for people.
Uh-huh. That's
Yep.
good.
Make sure it's clear and obvious. Nobody can miss it. Yep.
Yeah, and somebody else said that they have a fiance is living in Belarus right now.
Mm.
And it just said, where in Belarus are you originally from? My fiance lives there right now.
Belarus. Yeah, that's
Belarus.
that's
Sorry.
okay. Part of the former Soviet. That was 17 republics or 17 different countries that were annexed at the time by Russia. But Belarus is one of them. So that's my birthplace. Yeah. Thank you. Yeah, it's a interesting place. I'll say that much.
What was the question?
It's
They
just saying
they
that
just
you
said
know.
her she
Yeah.
said her fiance is there right now.
gotcha.
Yeah.
Talking about the tyranny.
The world is an interesting place, ain't it? Always been.
Yeah.
and it's getting more. Yeah.
Oh, wow. Now people are posting Mr. Halpern's channel on YouTube. They just posted the link
Boom.
to that.
Awesome.
Good.
By the way, Stephen is an amazing guy.
We
I
have done work with him, isn't it? We have recorded
yeah,
with him.
yeah, yeah. I'm just gonna say that because with time wise,
Mhm.
amazing guy. We're gonna have him again.
Yeah.
Mhm.
That's it. There's no other,
Yeah.
no other questions or anything.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you
Alright.
for having me here. And hey, don't worry, we will keep you informed regarding Dr. Shealy.
Yeah.
Dr. Sorin will come every Wednesday and keep talking about Dr. Shealy. So if you have any questions, just feel free to ask, and we're more than happy to let you know how Dr. Shealy is going.
And by the way, just so you know, everything that we do here on the radio program, he gets to see. So if you have any comments, thoughts, messages,
Yeah. He watched the show.
Mhm.
Not today, but tomorrow morning he will watch. No, not today. It's too late for him. But
Yeah.
tomorrow he will.
I think it's an early bedtime. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. Hmm.
Okay, so are we done?
Yeah.
All right.
Thank you, everyone.